I am Kiaran McLaughlin.
But Frosted has won with ease in the Whitney.
I am a thoroughbred horse trainer. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, and it was either basketball or horse racing. And luckily, I wasn't very good at basketball, so my best friend was Greg Burchell. And at like 10, 11 years old, I started going out with him on the weekends, and his father was an owner at that time. He started training a few years later. But I got the bug because of Keeneland, the sales, seeing $1 million horses sell, and the races, and I just loved it. And when I was 12 years old, 7th grade, I wrote a paper that I wanted to be a horse trainer like Charlie Whittingham when I grew up. So I really am living my dream. Wayne Lucas was a great coach, teacher, mentor, and I do everything pretty much based on learning from him. I was only 23 years old, 24 years old when I went to work for him, and basically the feed program, the white bridles, his thought process. I don't get up quite as early as he does every morning. I give him all the credit in the world because he was a great teacher. So it was our best year probably ever to win over $10 million in purses and all those grade ones, and cavorting was probably the best filly I've ever trained.
What a finish! It's cavorting!
And then Frosted, one of the best horses I've ever trained.
Oh my goodness, look at Frosted today!
He's the fastest horse the Met Mile in -2 1/4 is the fastest Radisson number that I've ever had a horse run.
Frosted is absolutely robbed in the Met Mile. They were a mile behind him.
You're proud to have a -2 1/4, especially going to studs and stallions nowadays. People look at those numbers and you can advertise them. So it was fabulous. It was an unbelievable performance.
Horses go with Invasor, and they are impressive. They are awesome. Invasor!
He started with Pimlico Special, never lost again. I never had so much confidence in the horse. Just get him in the starting gate and he'll get to the finish line first. He was a really special horse. I don't bet that often, but any carryover pick sixes, I'll get involved because there's so much money of other people's in there. And then I bet small. My kids like to bet, so I'm always handicapping it. We are betting a little bit when there's value. So I've hit a couple of pick sixes, not this year. I haven't played very many, but in the past I've hit a small percentage of some pretty big ones. The biggest being 800,000, but I only had 5%. My wife is of 33 years. Is John Hennick's daughter, Letty, and her brother's Mark Hennick. So she knows the business very well, and she loves our business. Luckily for me, she understands it. And then my daughter, Erin, is 26, and she works at the Breeders' Cup in Lexington, Kentucky, and she loves what she does. And my son now is working for Merrill Lynch in Manhattan, and he only liked to bet on him. He wasn't too much into getting up too early and coming out, but he likes reading sheets and handicapping too, and hopefully he'll be an owner one day. Multiple sclerosis, I was diagnosed in October 1998, so we're almost 19 years of having it. But it really hasn't affected me much on the racetrack. My vision is great, my mind's great, and I pick all the spots for the horses and would go over the training of every horse every day. And so really it hasn't affected me much, except I don't walk well, and I don't saddle the horses, and I don't golf anymore. So poker, luckily I don't have to be very active. MS, I have, but it doesn't have me.